Hello, Internet. My name is David, and this is Harold. So, this is my week 3 update. A day late. Today's Sunday. There's really no stats to speak of. I gained 0.2 pounds this week. 0.2. But I spent the week in the hospital again. So starting around Sunday, Monday, I haven't really been feeling good for a while there, and I just kept writing it off to, let's just normal recovery. This is how everybody feels. The whole hot and cold thing. But starting on Monday of this week, the cold got really bad. To the point where I'm shaking so much it feels like I'm having a seizure. But I still decided I'm going to suck it up, be okay. On Tuesday I went back to work. Felt like crap. I was really out of it. Anytime I was trying to type something on the computer, I was filled with typos. I was just slowly losing it. I had another attack of the chills where again I was shaking. I threw on a sweater, I threw on a jacket, I went outside and sat in the sun. This is high heat, it's summer here, it's really hot, yet I'm shaking like I'm freezing to death. I finally give up and I call my wife and I say, you have to come get me right now. So she did. We got an appointment within the hour to see my primary care physician. He took one look at me and called an ambulance and sent me to the nearest hospital, where they did a bunch of tests, culture tests, blood tests. They did this one thing where they stuck this swab up my nose. It felt like they were scraping the inside of my brain. I had a couple CTs. At first they didn't want to give me a CT with the contrast because they were worried about my kidney function. As the other tests came back, they decided it was more important to get another CT with the contrast. So we did that again, and they called a second ambulance to send me to a hospital that had someone that could help me, meaning a bariatric surgeon. So another ambulance ride to a second hospital, where they get a bariatric surgeon to come in and perform surgery on me about 1 o'clock in the morning. So basically what they found on the CT was what looked like an abscess. So when I got to the second hospital and went into surgery again, it's my second surgery within a month, he got inside. He first noticed that I had adhesions from my first surgery, which he said is pretty common, but my liver was kind of adhered to my stomach. So he was able to separate that, and when he moved the liver out of the way, there were a couple different abscesses there, just filled with pus and crap. He was able to drain those, and through the CT, the previous CT, it looked like I had a leak, which I do. I have a leak in my anastamosis site, and that leak was what was causing the abscesses, which was poisoning my body. And coming to find out, I was in septic shock, which is like the final step of when you have sepsis and it gets worse and worse and worse. My body was in septic shock, which is why I was kind of delirious, had chills. It was funny, they showed me afterwards, just kind of a printout of what sepsis is and the different steps and the different symptoms. I had them all. They were reading off the symptoms and I had every single one before I went into that surgery. But he was able to drain the abscesses, clean that all out. I was in the hospital for 3 nights, almost a 4th night, but I was discharged that evening because basically it's now a waiting game. I still have a drain in. I don't know if when I was standing up you could see the bulge in my shirt. I was at the airport looking at everyone's bulges. I'm sure I got that quote wrong, but if you can name that movie, 10 points to you. Um, you savvy bulge? At least I can make myself laugh. Um, anyway, so it's basically a waiting game, watching my drain, charting how much it's discharging. So I still have a leak, but it's a controlled leak because anything that's going to leak out is going to be caught by my drain and pulled out of my body rather than sitting in there and poisoning me again. So I'm going to have to schedule tomorrow I schedule a 2-week follow-up with my new surgeon and to go from there. So there's a couple possibilities. One is that the body will be able to heal the leak itself. When they were in there laparoscopically draining the abscess, they looked to find the location of the leak and they couldn't find it. So they think it's really, really small. So, case number one is that as we're watching the drain, it'll slow to a halt, meaning the body has been able to heal that leak, and we pull the drain out and we move on with life. If that doesn't happen within the next couple of weeks, then we're going to have another surgery specifically to go in and find that leak and fix it. Obviously, I am not hoping for that one. I'm hoping for the first thing to happen, because the problem is, since all of this has to do with my duodenal switch, my insurance will not pay for anything. Not one cent. So I had 2 ambulance rides, 2 hospitals, surgery, 3 nights in the second hospital. I'm going to have follow-ups with my surgeon. That I have no idea how I'm going to pay for. The whole reason I did self-pay in Mexico was so that I could afford it. Now, not only do I have to pay that loan off, I have all these other medical bills coming that my insurance won't even cover a percentage of. And I feel extremely guilty that I've put my family in this awful situation for something that I felt I needed. And I received lots of comments on Instagram and elsewhere about how I have to focus on healing first and then worry about everything else. It's extremely hard. I feel like I've now made everyone pay for my decisions. And granted, complications are possible with anything. And this wasn't my choice to have this complication and to have another surgery. And it's really scary when you look at septic shock and the possibility of death. And the worry now that I've put on my wife and the financial burden I've brought upon us, I don't know how to handle that or what to do. But I'm home now from that, another week or so off from work. And they're being very nice and very accommodating, so I really don't have worries there. I'm just worried about everything else. And I know I've watched other people's videos where they've had major complications and they've gotten through. And I know I'll get through this some way or another. I just feel so guilty for what it's causing everyone else, the pain and the worry and the stress. I just hope to come out the other side. I want to thank my brother and his wife for making me this awesome shirt. I love it so much. I want to thank everyone who's offered comments and support. I want to thank my family who came and visited me and have supported me. And I couldn't do it without any of them. And I want to thank especially my wife. She's been awesome through all of this and has been my support and my rock. And I know it's really hard on her as well. I don't know what the point of this video is other than to give an update and to kind of show where I'm at with this. I know other people have had worse complications and they've made it through. So I don't want to seem like a baby with all of this. It's just where I'm at. So thanks for watching. And I'll see you later.